Unfiltered by two. Hi, I'm Farah.
Hi, I'm Jiayee.
So, welcome to the first episode of Unfiltered by Two. So, it's basically any unfiltered opinions, discussion by two people that is in the podcast. So, today we are going to talk about like a topic that I feel like is very close to me because today I was just like, I was waking up and I feel like sometimes I feel so unproductive that I think like I'm not moving forward in life. But then I think about everything that I've done throughout my whole life, and sometimes the struggles that I faced back then, I wish like I can tell myself back then that, it's okay. No, it's fine. So that's gonna be the topic of today. Basically, things that I wish someone told me before I had to tell myself. So, have you ever had those kind of experience?
For me, I think, yeah, like if you are talking about like things that I want to tell myself back then before someone would tell me, I would like to tell the younger version of myself that, it's fine to feel negative feelings, like negative
Mm,
emotions. Like, like somehow, for me, I feel like most of the Asian families or stuff like the old kind of Asian standards, they expect people to be kind, be nice to everybody, and then like just doing everything that you should excel in life. And
mm,
that
mm.
kind of cause a toxic environment for kids to grow up for me, yeah, in my
Yeah,
perspective.
because like we label feelings as negative and positive, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean like sometimes it might be like not to say that the elders are not right, but we are all humans. We are all just humans. Like humans make mistakes, and
Yeah.
somehow when the adults make mistakes and we as the younger ones who saw the mistake, if we point it out, we might be framed or labeled as impolite or like just being a
Mm,
bad kid or something.
mm,
And I think that we should take that out. Like for real, we are
mm.
we are now the new generation or Gen Z, whatever they label us to be. I think that we should just speak on the behalf of what should be done and what should be right.
Yeah, so basically normalize what's right, and basically in Malay there's like betulkan yang biasa, biasakan yang betul.
Yeah.
Correct what is the norm and normalize what is correct.
Yeah, for me, like as long as we as the younger ones, we are not talking to the elders in a very rude behavior or tone, it is fine. Just it is fine to point out their mistakes and
Yeah.
communicate with them about it, but just
Yeah.
be prepared that they might accept it or no. Yeah.
Yeah, because they grew up in a way where they're not allowed to talk about their feelings. So they don't have that, and they're not trained to have that kind of communication skill. Not saying everyone don't have it. Some people do. Like as they grow up, they become progressive. They understand. They're like, oh, back then when I was a teenager, I want to say something, but I couldn't. So let me allow my kids to speak. But some are not used to that. They're not. Everyone is a parent for the first time. No matter how many siblings you have, no one has the same parent. No one live in the same household because every sibling is brought up differently. I hope that's one thing that I told myself back then. Like every household is different. Every sibling is raised differently, and it's okay if you feel like you're being treated differently because it is different, and it's okay to like always remember that your parents are also being a parent for the first time, especially if like you're this first child or like the first daughter or the first son. It's very different, trying to bring up a human child. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, especially when you say like earlier you said labeling positive and negative emotions. I feel like every emotions are the same, especially I don't know if you watched what's that movie called?
Inside out?
Inside Out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like how like at first we labeled sadness as bad, like throughout the whole movie sadness was narratively
yeah.
trying to be
Villainized.
portrayed as like a bad feeling, like sadness always doing something bad, sadness always like ruining things and all that, but at the end of the day sadness is needed for something just to save that person. So I think we should always remember that, especially with the Inside Out 2. I don't know if you watched it already. Anxiety, right? Anxiety was trying to control everything and all that. But that is just someone being anxious, you know? And then at the end of the day, you realize that you should control your emotions, not let your emotions control you. And at the end of the day, all of your emotions are there to protect you. So, have you ever been in a situation where you feel like, oh, I shouldn't feel like this?
I've been, yeah, there are many because like I could really relate to what you said just now, like especially being the first child in the family. Like I am the first child and I have a younger sister, and of course like throughout my growth I do have many moments that I feel that I was being treated slightly not that good as my younger sister like received the special treatment or something. But yeah, I just have that feeling, but it might not be true. But I want to tell myself, that younger self of me, that it is okay to feel like that and it is okay to feel upset, but don't feel like it is bad. Because you know the elders, they always, for me, they always tell me like, no, you are just feeling, you're just thinking too much, your parents treat you guys like equally and stuff. And like, yeah, even my parents told me that. But feelings don't lie, feelings don't
Mm-mm.
lie. Okay, so I want to tell myself that it is fine to feel like that, because sometimes I do end up feeling guilty because I feel like that. So I want to just, hug my younger self and just say, yeah, it's okay to feel like that.
Yeah, like back then, whenever I feel angry, I feel like I'm not supposed to feel that way. And I feel bad about being angry. That's why I think now whenever I get angry, I will end up crying because I feel like it's such a bad feeling. It's just me. I don't know if it's because of that or because I'm a softie. I don't know. But like, I don't like getting mad because like that feeling just like overwhelms me to the point that I'm like, I don't like that feeling. And I end up crying. But then again, I realized that from even that just shaping who I am right now, like whenever I get mad, I will cry. It's just a natural response for me to like let all the stress out from the anger, which is also like back then it was like don't keep crying. Don't always cry. You cry for everything. Like, yeah, I show my emotion. I'm sorry. I'm not nonchalant, like I'm chalant. I'm very chalant.
Very chalant.
Yeah,
Chalant.
very chalant. I'm very emotional. But I feel like when I hope like back then I told myself it's fine to feel emotional. It's fine to show it. It's fine to feel whatever you feel and actually acknowledging what you feel. Because growing up, realizing that whatever you push down, like whatever feeling you push down, try to hide, it will find a way to just come out. It will find a way to just show either in your actions, either in your personality, either in just the way you interact with people. Like angry people, they just, I'm sorry, but sometimes they turn out to be narcissistic, right?
Yes.
And because they feel like they're not heard, so they will do anything to just do so people will, do everything for them.
Yes.
And some people, they feel like they're not heard because like whenever they're sad or whatever they're feeling, they keep it to themselves. So I'm sorry, again, they grow up to become like an attention seeker. They would do anything to just get that like piece of attention from people. And it's, in a way, I wish that all of us could have told ourselves back then, or even now, just that it's okay to feel this way. But again, acknowledging your feelings does not equal to like doing whatever you think at that time is right. Like when you're angry, you feel like you want to punch someone, and you tell yourself it's okay to be angry. It's not, that doesn't mean that it's okay for you to punch someone.
Yeah.
I feel like some people might get that wrong. Get
Yes.
macam, yeah, like macam people, how to say, they confuse between acknowledging their feeling and what they have to act upon. Like acknowledging your feeling does not mean like you have to act upon it. Like if you're angry, you want to punch someone, that's wrong. Even though like you're emotional, use your emotion. Like again, I said, acknowledge your emotions, but do not let them control you. You control them.
Yeah, I had learned the same thing from my therapist. And yeah, for your
Mm.
information, I'm seeing a therapist. I'm seeing a therapist.
That's good.
All right. So she taught me that there is this cognitive behavior treatment thingy.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
just it's just like what you said just now. The first step is to like
mm,
acknowledge your feelings. Like, yeah,
mm,
for example, like if I'm angry right now, I should like
mm,
acknowledge that I'm angry. But I should not go and punch someone because I'm angry, right? You don't
mm,
want to get into jail because of you're angry. And And after the first step, you acknowledge your own feelings. The second step is
Mm.
just to like feel it. Like you're
Mm.
angry, just feel that you're angry. Just be angry. It's okay as long as you don't like hurt people and you don't get yourself in jail. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be angry. It's okay. It's okay to be angry, to feel sad or something. And then the third step, which is the final step, is to reflect after your feelings
Mm.
have moved on. Like reflect
Mm.
back why you are angry. Is that something that happened because of you or because of someone? Like just reflect back, and maybe, just maybe you can find another way, better way to control the feelings, or like to make the situation better if similar things
Mm.
happen next time. And yeah, it's just these three steps, which is obviously it is more simple to be talk than to be act.
Mm.
And yeah,
Yeah, easy to say, hard to do. But
so
it's something like once you know about it, then you can practice it, you know? Or like subconsciously you remember.
yeah, I mean, like before this, should I say, when I was younger back then, I have
Mm.
trouble, like, controlling my own feelings, I say, because like I was used to bottle up my feelings. And there was one
Mm.
time I was really, really upset, and then I ended up, just smashing, the long rulers that they use, the long ones,
Mm.
like maybe like half a meter or something. I ended up smashing one on the desk until the desk had lots of, like, scratches, and then something, and then the
Oh.
and then the ruler just ended up like the pecah, like in half.
Oh, terpatah lah,
The
yeah.
bata, the bata.
Yeah.
And then of course my dad beat me up for that lah. And and then I mean, like, having that kind of aggressive memories, because like that is not the only first time. That is
Mm.
not the only time, because ada lagi another time also when I was a kid. Like some neighbor
Mm.
kids, they kind of pissed me off, and then I just thought of, like, grabbing some. I dah ingat lah to like the penyapu ke or something. I just thought of grabbing that and then went outside for a fight. And then I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Mm. Mm. But
And
you thought of it.
yeah, I thought of it, like
Yeah.
that kind of aggressive thought was so
Mm.
so 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 strong that time,
Mm.
and I didn't do that. Fortunately, luckily, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that we all should learn how to, like, control feelings, or just like simply just how to make ourselves feel better, like just comfort ourselves, just like let
Mm.
yourself know that you're okay to feel those negative feelings. It's fine.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I feel like ultimately, right, just to wrap up our discussion, it's the things that we both wish that someone told us before we had to tell ourselves. It's just, it's okay to feel what you feel, like acknowledge your feelings. Like there's nothing negative about having emotions. It's just negative when when your actions afterwards, your consecutive actions, that is bad. That's making, like, I would say, that's why people label those feelings as bad, because like when you get angry you tend to like punch someone or hit something, like it's not the anger that is wrong. You feel angry because you don't feel like you justify. You don't feel like you feel angry because something that happened to you was not okay, but that does not mean that you're allowed to do something that is also not okay. Two
Yeah.
negatives doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
So I think people should remember that.
Yep.
And I think we both should tell everyone, or like at least tell ourselves even now,
Yeah.
it's okay to feel what you feel,
Yeah, that's why I
right?
tend to tell my friends that whenever they're upset or something, I tend to tell them, like, well, so you want to cry, just cry. It's all right. It's fine. And if you
Mm,
want to vent, it's okay. Just vent. I'm here. And if you want to feel angry,
yeah.
okay, just don't punch me. That's it.
Yeah, and I also want to point out the fact that some people say, like, oh, the moment someone gets angry, they're like, oh, this is their true color. I
Ah,
knew it. You're someone like this. No, when
no,
you
this
get
is
angry,
no.
that's not your true color. Why is it when people get angry or people get sad, that's when people label, oh, that's their true color? It's not. It's not their true color. It's them being
Fragile?
emotional. Like they're in that emotion, they're in that zone of feeling something too much.
Yeah.
It's not like why don't we label people when they're being kind that's as their true color? You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't we do that instead? But yeah, like let people vent. Sometimes they do be saying some, questionable stuff, especially if
Yeah,
it's your friend like venting to you and you're like, what? Like, are you sure?
yeah,
But it's okay to just let them vent out. They're not being like, they're not adding rational thinking whenever they're venting to you,
yeah.
whenever they're angry, whenever they're sad. Let them feel, let the feelings subside, and then they will start actually thinking, you know. So it's okay. Don't label people as their true self whenever they're angry or sad, because they're
Yeah.
in that emotion.
Yeah, because I think why people do label people as that, like when you're angry or sad, is their true color. I think it's because like people sometimes they can't accept what is not perfect in their eyes.
Mm.
Right. Like if we know someone, we expect them to be like, oh, you have a very kind impression or very perfect impression. I would expect you to be that, like 24/7.
Mm.
And
Mm.
until that, people might forget that people have feelings. I mean, like
Yep.
if you yourself could have feelings, why couldn't the others have? And
Mm-hmm.
if someone, okay, I'm not talking about those like narcissistics or something, but if
Mm.
just a normal person, if a normal person they choose to like vent to you, to be angry in front of you, to be sad in front of you, I mean they really trust you. I mean like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean like,
Yeah. They're opening up to you.
yeah, I mean, like for me, I don't kind of believe that true color thingy because I believe that even when being fake, it is also a part of people's true color. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like when they are being sad or angry to you, it is just like they are showing one side of them to you. Like, we have,
Yeah. One layer of
yeah,
them.
one
Yep.
layer of you. Yeah, so and they choose to show that vulnerable side to you means they trust you. So sometimes maybe I think we can just change the label a bit. Maybe when
Mm.
someone is being sad in front of you, it might be like they trust you. It's not their true color. No, not like not that not in a it's their true color, but not that true color that is obviously like
It's
labeled.
another side of them
Yeah,
that they don't really show. Yeah.
yeah.
That's actually a very good perspective, you know.
Yeah, because I have a friend that he once
Mm-hmm.
talked to me about this. Like, he said he was being tired of putting on a social mask. We all have some kind of mask when we just go outside and be sociable. And he said he was tired of doing that. And I asked him why. And then he said, I feel
Mm.
fake. I feel like I'm not myself. And I just said that, bro, you chose to act like that, which means your heart told you to do so. And then that is also a part of you. Why are you isolating yourself from yourself? Of course, you're going to feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's my point.
Because like you're hiding yourself. You're not being, if you're unhappy just being that version of you that you decide to choose, then they're not choosing the right version.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Like,
either you accept that you have multi versions of yourself, or you just choose to be the version that you like.
yeah, choose the version that you like, because at the end of the day, it's your life, you know?
Yeah,
Like, do something that you like, you
yeah,
know? Because if you're not doing yourself a favor, who will?
yeah. Life is short.
Yep, that is true. That is very short. Do yourself a favor and do what you think is the best for you.
Yeah, as long as you don't, people say fucked up your life.
Yeah, don't let people control your life, but at the same time, be
Yeah,
kind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be
All right.
kind.
That's pretty much it for the first episode. Thank you so much, Yai,
Thanks so much too,
for
Farah.
discussing with me about things I wish someone told me before I have to tell myself. And I think maybe we'll find time to discuss with each other sometime again.
Yay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Unfiltered by Two. No edits, no filters, just us. If you're into real talk with zero sugarcoating, hit that follow, like, and share with your friends. We'll see you soon for more unfiltered energy.